Substack, and Twitter Files veteran Michael Shellenberger. Michael, good to see you. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Again, NPR and CNN headlines for Kamala Harris aren't flattering enough. She actually has to rewrite them on Google Ads and lie further to the American people. What's your take?
I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? This is a disinformation effort by the Kamala Harris campaign. By disinformation, we mean it's misinformation, it's erroneous information. These are fake headlines, falsely attributed to news outlets, but it was intentional. So therefore, it's deliberate disinformation. And this is, of course, coming from a candidate and a political party that's demanded censorship of their political opponents. They've been demanding that Elon Musk, in fact, we saw increasing demands that Elon Musk not be allowed to interview Donald Trump on X. A couple of nights ago, a Washington Post reporter suggested that, joining the European Union in calls for censorship. So I think the dynamic here is, on the one hand, they spread misinformation, disinformation. On the other hand, they demand censorship. And that's what we should keep our eyes out for. They want to have complete control over the information that we receive.
I want to bring your attention, and well, you know this, but I'm bring the audience's attention to this. It was Google's ad library made it appear as though some ads lacked the necessary disclosures that Google requires when the ads ran. And Google just said, oh, it was a glitch. And we're going to investigate why that happened. That wasn't a glitch. Again, it's always, Michael, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, including Google, these tech companies, Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon, that work in cahoots with these politicians to basically hoodwink the American people and crush them.
Well, I think it's fair to say now that this is their talking point. Whenever they get caught censoring for political purposes, they suggest there's some technical error. So you may have remembered that they rejected Bobby Kennedy's ad on Facebook. They said it's a technical error. Both Facebook and Google have suppressed that famous image of Donald Trump after the assassination attempt, claiming it was a technical glitch. So we keep seeing these claims of technical glitches, but they all go in one direction. And of course, we know for a fact, it's been peer-reviewed scientific research showing that Google had biased its search results in past elections. So it's really, it's quite remarkable to see. We always knew that the media was biased towards Democrats, but what we're seeing now is really the marriage of the news media with the Democratic Party, to the point to which, I mean, one of the most amazing things is how many reporters are defending Kamala Harris, her decision not to speak to them as reporters. So they're not behaving like journalists actually behave, which is committed to the truth and to finding out what is going on in reality. They're actually helping and working as her surrogates, as her propagandists and promoters, rather than as people out to inform the public.
It's joy, Michael. It's joy. That was on the front page of the LA Times on Sunday. Well, joy.
These are not newsmen and women. These are not news organizations. They're propaganda machines. They're partners of the Democrat Party. They're a wing, an extension of the Democrat Party. And once we recognize that, everything they do makes a lot more sense. But Michael, we want to get your take on this, because the UK police are now vowing to go after keyboard warriors all around the world, people who they claim are stoking riots with social media posts. Watch this.
We will throw the full force of the law at people. And whether you're in this country committing crimes on the streets or committing crimes from further afield online, we will come after you. Being a keyboard warrior does not make you safe from the law. You can be guilty of offences of incitement.
Sir Mark Malloy, or whatever his name was there, my goodness, where should he shove that comment? Good luck coming on over here from the UK and coming for U.S. Keyboard warriors.
I mean, it feels like we're back in the 18th century again. I mean, because it seems like a long time ago, 250 years ago, but it turns out it was just around the corner. I mean, it's a very different view of free speech that people have in Europe and in Britain. It really hasn't evolved that much in a couple of hundred years. You know, I think that we're seeing mass elite panic in response to the fact that people can now get sources of information from different sources, obviously Fox, but also we see X, formerly Twitter, is now a place where people can find information on their own. And I think that's deeply threatening to these elites. You know, they're constantly trying to find examples where they can blame people in the media or blame people online for real world problems like riots, but yet it's obvious they haven't put enough police in the streets to prevent the riots and crime. So you see a kind of anarcho-tyranny. On the one hand, anarchy in the streets, and then this tyrannical desire to censor ordinary people online, to throttle X, and really criminalize free speech rather than just enforcing the law against lawbreakers.
If there's anything that is joyous, it is you, Michael Shellenberger, just speaking the truth and exposing the wrongs with rights and exercising that our great First Amendment. So thank you, sir. Michael Shellenberger, always.
Great to be with you both. Thanks for having me.